Guys, we are going to take a look at what is probably the best California legal switchblade I've seen. This is the Comrade. It is a collaboration between NCC Knives and a company that I can't pronounce, and you'll see that in the video. So let's turn this around and take a look at this awesome little guy from above. Guys, I don't think this is going to be a real long video. We're going to take a quick look at this prototype Comrade by Nick Chirpin over at NCC Knives. Now, Nick has done some amazing work. I've never seen a bad knife for him. Some of his knives are not my particular style, but I gotta say, I kind of dig this. So let's go ahead and get the birth date card and stuff so I can show you the information. So this is the Comrade. This is the collaborative one-hand mechanical rapid automatic deployable edge. It's a joint project between NCC Knives and Menovade, or is that Menovade? Anyway, the knife specifications: blade steel CTS SHP. The handles are 6061 aluminum. It's got a pocket clip that's 3D sculpted titanium. Blade length is 1.595, which is Cali legal. Overall length 4.875, and it weighs 2 ounces. This is a prototype run, number 32 of 55. Menovade. That's going to be in my head all day. Well, now that we're past the silliness and I had to come back to this, this is a full auto Cali legal button, push button switchblade out the side. This is absolutely beautiful. Now, it's small. It's the size of my thumb-ish. I've got about a 2.5 finger grip on this, but you know, out of character for a Cali legal switchblade. This is a very functional blade so far. So this is an XHP, not my favorite steel, but from what I understand, these were hand ground. These are very, very good. You can see NCC's logo here, Menovade's logo here. I'm going to figure out how to pronounce that, I swear. The anodizing on this titanium or aluminum is great. The springiness is super snappy. You want to make sure you have a good grip on this. So let's talk about it a little bit. So this came extremely sharp from Nico. Picked this up at Blade Show West in Salt Lake City. So this thing came packaged in a really cool tin, almost like a mince tin that you would get. It's got all the contact information in here. If you're wanting to get a hold of Nick to find out about these knives, you can contact him here, NCC Knives. Nick makes great knives. The times that I've gotten to talk to him, he's always been amazing. He always puts out a good product. There's a handful of his knives I absolutely love. Some of them that are really good, but just not my style. But just real quick on this. So you've got a push button auto that you can get, even though it's small, you can get way up on this because of the way that blade shape is. And even though that feels small in hand, this still cuts really well for the cutting I've done, a little bit of cardboard and stuff like that. It's great. This would be something that you can get way up on like this and do some cutting. Pinch grip cuts like this. The forward edge on this is done as a flat and a hollow here, which mirrors a lot. That is so sharp. Mirrors a lot of the knives I really love, and they brought it down so thin for such a small knife. Let me grab a couple things just to give you a quick size comparison. So you can see it next to this Firebird 924, which is a small knife. It's one of the smaller knives that I carry. This is a very small, this is the smallest Ferrum Forge they made. This is the NTAC. And then just so you have a size reference of stuff that you're going to have in your head and know really well, is the Benchmade 940, which is not a huge knife. You can see this thing is small. Let's get this out of the way and look at this a little closer. This is some really clean work. The anodizing, beautiful inside and out. This is light. It's tail light. It's got a very tip forward weight that I love in a knife. And like I said, you can get way up on this. This thing is great. If you're just carrying something to open packages and you want a one-hand opener, which sometimes that is handy, especially if you're like in gloves and you don't want to mess around with a flipper tab. An out the side auto is a very good, reliable opening method. The spring on this is really, really strong. Watch it. It is snappy, like it almost wants to come out of your hand. You see the button lock in there. Everything's, look at how polished and clean everything is in there. There is no button lock stick. Sometimes you'll get stick on a button lock, because of the finish on the actual plunger, but not on this one. You do have a little bit of squeak because it's under really strong spring tension. So there's a little bit of a squeak as you're pushing the button, but that's not uncommon without the side autos. And then you can almost not see. Can you guys see that? This is milled so cleanly, you almost can't see where those two pieces come together. All of the hardware is socketed and deep in, so it's not in the way. Your button is completely socketed and then rounded up over, so it just barely sticks up. There's no chance you're accidentally to deploy this. I've had it in and out of my pocket a couple times. The pocket clip's a little stiff, but it's not hard to get in and out of pocket, and this sits beautifully in your watch pocket or your fifth pocket. Now, there's obviously some negatives on this. This is the first day I've had this out and carried it. It's been here for a couple weeks. So we've got to talk about those a little bit, but they're just me things. So let's turn this around and talk about the bad things after you guys hear from this video sponsor.
Guys, I like to keep these little sponsor ads a little shorter than other channels, but it's kind of hard when you get into the Dull-Strong knife stuff because they have such a broad, wide variety of knives. They have got some of the coolest looking kitchen knives you're going to want to find, but when it comes down to basics, all their knives are super functional. This is their Gladiator 8-inch chef's knife. It is probably one of the best chef's knife I've ever handled, and I've handled a lot of much more expensive ones. So if you want to check them out, support the channel, there's a link down below. It doesn't cost you anything at checkout, but they've been kind enough to provide me with a portion of your orders. So you know you're going to use kitchen knives anyway, you may as well check them out. So now let's turn this around and get back to the video.
Just a couple of very, very minor things. The thing that makes this great and really functional as a smaller California legal switchblade is that this blade is broad and there's a lot of transition, and they did a nice hollow, but that also leads to a downside. Now, if you carry this in your watch pocket, you don't have to worry about this, but this does take up a good bit of space in your pocket. It's a big, broad thing. It's a little bit broader than a lot of the other knives I would want to carry. So it's just something to think about. It is kind of big, and the fact that it's short means that it kind of doesn't want to sit in your pocket. Like I said, put it in your watch pocket, no problem. Next thing, the spring on this is just so powerful. It's great that it slams open like that, but I have problems with some of these knives that have these super strong springs in it. I've seen blades break. I've seen blades break right at the pivot point, or at the lockup point, where this just breaks off, because this is hardened steel. Even though it's been tempered, it's hardened steel. It's CTS XHP. But I've seen stop pins break off, and I've seen blades break off. You can get the deployment you want without such a stiff spring. And then the other thing is, you can feel it's difficult. There's a lot of tension on that to close that, to get it back down in a lock. And if you miss it, it wants to slam open. And the other thing is, it can fly. If you don't have a good grip on it, this could easily just fly out of your hand. Other than that, just the size, it's a little bit small. But like I said, with being able to get up on it, this would be the way I would use this knife. Absolutely mitigates it. It is a great little knife. So very minimal things. Nick, I'm going to text this to you. This is a great knife. I'm going to send Nick some info. So Nick, if you're watching this, love this. This is awesome. Probably the best California legal switchblade I've seen so far. So let's turn this around, do some final thoughts, send you out about your day, because this is a yup.
Menovade. Absolutely cool. The coolest, best California legal switchblade I've seen. I've seen a bunch of them. Typically, they just aren't that functional. This thing is great. So if you want to check them out, hit Nick up over NCC Knives. You saw the email on there. There may be some of these left. These are a prototype run. There may be more. So guys, with that being said, that's it on this one. You know how to support the channel. Thumbs up or thumbs down on a video. It's the biggest thing you can do. Drop a comment. Make sure you're subscribed and have the bell icon set to all. There's a bunch of sponsors. I definitely put a sponsor link in here, but I have 3 sponsors: Dull-Strong Knives, Coffee Brand Coffee, Tempered Trail. Coffee Brand Coffee and Tempered Trail have a discount built into their links. They also share a coupon code of Crazy Sharp, all one word. That coupon code also works at Rosecraft Blades and Ferrum Forge Knife Works. So just a little discount at those two. I don't make anything on that. There's a bunch of affiliate links down below. Everything from Blade HQ all the way down to Civivi and Sencut. All the major knife vendors are down there. If you're going to buy knives, please use my affiliate links. It doesn't cost you anything. Another way you can support Amazon store, another way that you can just give me a little bit of checkout and it doesn't cost you anything extra. Amazon has to pay me. So take that link, pin it to your browser, use it for all of your Amazon shopping. I also have a membership. It's all tier-based. Everyone gets the same baseline benefits. You get access to the private Discord. You get exclusive content. Baseline and premium guys have got giveaways that I do for them. Just did one of a $150 knife, I believe. The premium guys have access to a sharpening tutorial series here on YouTube, plus all of those benefits. And I've built a public Discord that's linked down below. Check it out. Go hang out. Make friends with the other subscribers. Guys, that's it on this one. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comment section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I'll see you in the next video.